It's Monday, April the 3rd, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, Canada is giving Barbados more help in enhancing its initiatives to improve access to justice and reduce the long delays in the court system. Having already invested some Canadian $80 million in alternative dispute resolution and juris projects in Barbados and the rest of the region, Canada has again provided assistance to a mediation refresher course which opened this morning at the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Centre. Canadian High Commissioner to Barbados and the OECS, Marie Legault, wants concrete results.
We always want this initiative to yield concrete results and really have a positive impact in what we do. And sometimes it does, and that's what we're always planning on doing. But sometimes, for some reasons, either it takes longer for a result or a change to happen, even after support that we've provided, or sometimes it never happens because of changes of policy, because of many circumstances that, for whatever reason, then we've provided some support, but it doesn't bring any change. I commend the leadership of Sir Marston for really understanding the tools that Canada is putting out there with the Impact Justice as well as the Juris Project, and to try to connect as much as possible those dots to making sure that it does have a concrete result. As Sir Marston said, now you're already on the roster. I think that this refresher will be very useful, hopefully, for you.
Chief Justice Sir Marston Gibson, who addressed the opening ceremony, said he looked forward to certifying the beneficiaries of this mediation refresher course. He welcomed the idea of having trained mediators on the rosters of the Supreme Court and Magistrates' Courts, stating that it's much better to resolve disputes rather than looking for them. The battle against growing child abuse in Barbados will be taken to the streets of the city on May the 6th. The Break the Silence March, which is being spearheaded by Action for Justice in association with Living Hope Ministries, will use Heroes Square as its focal point. Co-founder of Action for Justice, Denise Tannis, says child abuse is more than meets the eye and wants everyone to make it their business.
Child abuse is a growing and escalating problem in Barbados. Every year, there are hundreds of reported cases of child abuse. In the 2014 to 2015 reporting year, there were 1,414 reported cases. We need to put an end to child abuse in Barbados. We all have a role to play. We need to know the signs and we need to know how to respond. But most importantly, we need to protect our children against child abuse. Join us on Saturday, May 6th at Hero Square as we make a stand against child abuse. Join the movement. Let's break the silence on child abuse.
The Bab family of St. Lucie has been thrown into mourning after one of their own drowned while bathing at Six Men's Bay in St. Peter yesterday afternoon. Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Roland Cobbler said the dead man is 43-year-old Ulrich Bab of Rock Hall in St. Lucie.
Our preliminary investigations are suggesting that the deceased came to the beach with a group of friends. Whilst in the water, he was observed floating face down and subsequently pulled from the sea unresponsive, where he died at the scene. Our investigations are continuing.
A 72-year-old man of Silver Hill, Christchurch, has gone missing. Kenneth Edwards was last seen by his son Devon yesterday morning around 7 a.m. At the time, Edwards was wearing a faded blue t-shirt with orange letters at the front, a black short cotton pants and black slippers with red soles. He has small eyes, a bulbous nose, a bald patch at the center of his head, and is clean-shaven. This missing man, Kenneth Edwards, frequents Welch's Beach and suffers from dementia. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts should contact Police Emergency at 211 or any police station. Meanwhile, police have located 66-year-old Andrew Payne of Draxhall Hope, St. George, who had been missing since last Thursday. Police would only say that Payne is safe and to thank everyone for their assistance. In sports, the West Indies 2020 international skipper Carlos Brathwaite has called for more awareness from his teammates in the future after the series lost against Pakistan yesterday. West Indies were thrashed by 7 wickets in the 4th and final T20 in Trinidad by the tourists, who clinched the series 3-1.
The Pakistan bowlers were unrelenting, getting Kieran Pollard and Jason Holder cheaply, Windies sliding to 83 for 7. Captain Brathwaite would provide a late spark of 37 off 24 balls, but the Windies would be limited to a disappointing total of 124 for 8 of their 20 overs. West Indies would have to be almost perfect to defend 124 against Pakistan, but the visitors were determined not to let the Windies back in the game and took the attack to the bowlers with Ahmed Shahzad and Kamran Akmal leading the way. Windies' first breakthrough would come with Pakistan 40 for 1 in the 7th over, but Pakistan would power along with Shahzad getting his half-century here. He would make way on 58, bowled around his legs by Kesrick Williams, with the visitors well set at 110 for 2. Pakistan would lose just 1 more wicket in Babar Azam, but a victory for the visitors was never in doubt. Pakistan reaching 127 for 3 to win by 7 wickets with an over to spare. West Indies losing the 4-match T20 series 3-1.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to see you for long?
I can't how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper is selling, this must know it stop selling that. Look, one time I would have made a little dollar on the Sunday sun, but when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You gotta call that Sunset News. Call at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read, and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados today online for free. I couldn't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, if pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
a pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Trinidad and Tobago's Health Minister Terence Dale Singh says the country cannot afford to continue its current approach to health care, contending that it's unsustainable and unrealistic. Speaking during a neurology conference, Dale Singh said he is pushing through a total reversal of the way the country looks at health care.
For too long, we have thought about health being the building of hospitals. But if you don't tackle NCDs, you'll have to build a hospital in every community. My plan is to shift that, to get people healthier so they make less demands for hospitalization.
Dale Singh says the data collected by the ministry so far is troubling, to say the least. The data, he says, shows that the number of patients at outpatient clinics, which are dedicated to the treatment of NCDs, is very high.
We have 551,000 persons per year in our outpatient clinics. We want to reverse that trend, because if you don't do that, you will have to build a hospital in every community.
And on the international scene, at least 9 people were killed and 20 were injured when an explosion tore through a train carriage in St. Petersburg Metro Tunnel today. An Interfax news agency said the blast may have been caused by an explosive device hidden in the briefcase.
An explosion rocking the St. Petersburg metro system. At least 9 people were killed and 50 injured when the blast tore through a train carriage in the Russian city. Russian President Vladimir Putin was himself in the city at the time, meeting the leader of Belarus. He says he's considering all possible causes for the explosion, including terrorism.
Law enforcement bodies and special services are working and will do all they can in order to find out the cause of what's happened and to give a full assessment of what's happened. And the city and federal authorities will do everything necessary to support families of those who died and support our citizens who are injured.
Interfax news agency quoted an unnamed source saying it was a bomb filled with shrapnel.
And that's news and the sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.